So I'm curious about the news that came out the other day of this guy named Sinatra, who's supposed to be the best Overwatch player in the world. He said that he's quitting. He's leaving Overwatch to go play Valorant full time. Do you think that was a good idea, or do you think that makes sense?
I mean, I don't know enough about him, but it probably does. Just out of the, just because Valorant is like, on the rise, it seems, and Overwatch is kind of on the like the decline right now. I get it, but I mean, I don't know enough about the guy individually. I would say if anybody wants to like leave their esport and move on to another one's, like you need to have like a following built up on on Twitch or on YouTube, some sort of like following there that can kind of carry over. Because I mean, Valorant's like a whole different beast compared to Overwatch. A whole different
Yeah.
like shooting mechanic and
100%.
Sinatra probably dreamed of being an Overwatch professional, right? That was like, I want to be this one day. I want to get in the Overwatch League, everything. He grinded his craft for those X amount of years that he was it. He then became one of the faces of a team, was the MVP of the last season, won the Overwatch League championship, and was on the Team USA winning team that won the Overwatch World Cup against the other countries, like their Olympics, if you would put it. He then accomplished basically everything you could accomplish in that game, and is now at a point where he just kind of feels burned out, and a new challenge is there, a game that he's now falling in love with again, and he's still young, where he can still hang with everybody. He just turned 20.
Wow, that's young.
So you're at a point where you've kind of accomplished what everyone dreams of accomplishing, and more than he probably could have ever imagined. And then now you're at a point where, listen, no new eyes are really getting on Overwatch. Everyone's kind of looking at it as this game that's like, you've got 20-minute long queues if you're some of the top players. People are tuning in less and less to the league. Their tier 2 scene is dissolving in front of everyone's eyes because there's no support for it.
He wants a new challenge, and I think your breakdown and passion and strive to do something more, something different on a bigger game where more attention is at, I think it makes a ton of sense.
Psalm, he came second at the Fortnite World Cup.
Yep.
Now he's like shifted his focus to Valorant. He's kind of that same reason. His goal is to be like the most decorated in like all esports. Because I don't know whether it's Dota or League or something, but he has some like major accomplishments in those games, super high ranking in some other games, and obviously second place at the Fortnite World Cup. And he's like, all right, I just want to move on to the next game. See what I can achieve in this game and do his best, do as good as I can in this game, and then on to the next one. And I can definitely respect that. I do think that like it's important for people to take advantage of whatever whatever game they are on, which I had a tweet about that on Fortnite, and people got mad at me that I felt like some people in the Fortnite community had kind of thrown away a lot of opportunities. Like if you're one of the top players in the game or one of the top personalities, like you need to capitalize on that, because if you do decide to move to the next game, you have a following that can follow you there. Like Matt, like you had that, you built up that following in Call of Duty through your YouTube channel and in competing. And now you have people that support 100 Thieves simply because it's your brand, it's your team, and they followed you through that. Jack, people followed you from casting. They enjoyed your casting so much that they went and watched your streams and stuff like that. Like that's important at whatever you're at to make sure you build a brand, which is pretty much what my tweet was. But I got a bunch of pro players mad at me.
Tyler, PS5 or Xbox Series X?
PC.
Nice. Okay.
I don't know. Like what my thing with consoles, like what are they gonna do? I feel like consoles are ruined for me. Like the best part about the 360 was how convenient it was. You would just get on, it worked every time. You didn't have to update a million things. You have to update your controller on Xbox One. Like,
do you
would
really?
just get sometimes you would just get on the 360. It would work every time. It had Xbox Live. All your friends were there. You invite them. It's super easy. I feel like every time I get on a console now, it's like, oh, the console needs updated. Okay, update that. All right, I got to update my game. It's going to take forever because for whatever reason, they're super slow. Then you get on and you have like this complicated friends list system. I mean, now with crossplay, it's making it a little better. You don't have to like buy a console based off your friends.
Interstellar, Inception.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Interstellar makes me think too much, and not in a good way. More of like how like I'm like, man, is that really even possible? Like, because time travel is like, there's so many like paradoxes in time travel that make you think it's not possible. And so as you're watching the movie, you're like, okay, why would they have to go back in time if that happened anyway? And like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I get to thinking like that, and it just ruins the movie for me.
It makes it too overly confusing. Yeah, I agree. That's why Inception's better than Interstellar.
I don't have a preference one way or the other. I haven't seen either one enough to make a hard decision there.
Yeah, I know, but you're saying it makes you think harder. But the theories and the things that happen besides the end of Interstellar are very possible and very real. Where Inception is like, oh, I'm going to go into this dream and then I'm going into this dream to get into that dream to find the truth. And like, what the
Well, yeah, obviously that's like unreal. But if there's a world where that a bit like that thing exists, everything logically checks out there. Whereas in Interstellar, like logically, I don't know. I feel like there's some time paradoxes that have been.
Tyler, what you just said,
dude. I'm telling you.
You just said that something is logical out of something that doesn't even exist yet. You're telling me that that's
Yeah, no. So like you set a premise of a movie, right? You say this is what's possible, and then the movie never breaks that. Inception does that.
I just didn't want to give Jack the satisfaction of you saying that Interstellar was better.
I didn't say it was better. I don't have a preference because I haven't watched either one enough. I haven't watched either one enough.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't have any more questions, man. Tyler, I really appreciate you coming on the show.